morning, friends. My name is Portia Manjengwa, and I am the Operations Manager for African Road. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are so excited to be together virtually as we spend a little bit of time with our Changemaker partners from East Africa. The intention of this morning's gathering is to listen, learn, and connect with our wise friends from East Africa together. The work of African Road is all about the power of relationship. We get to come alongside grassroots leaders as they work for lasting impact. Today, some of those change makers are with us here on Zoom, but others, due to internet limitations, had to send messages by phone. Hey, Kelly.
Hey, Portia. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us for coffee this morning. I'm Kelly Bean, Executive Director and co-founder of African Road, and we have been looking forward to this morning for a really long time now. At the same time, we want to just name that the past weeks in our country remind us of how much we really do need to listen and learn, connect, and take action together to seek justice and work for anti-racism. So let's keep working for a better world together. Today, here's the plan for our time together. We'll start with short film clip, a phone video, and some recent photos from each of the change makers. That will help us to visit 4 countries. Today we'll go to Burundi and Rwanda, Tanzania, and Uganda. So, hey, since we're gathered for virtual coffee, Portia, would you like any more coffee?
I would love a cup.
Oh, good. All right. There we go.
Thank you.
You betcha. Well, let's start our journey now.
Meet the Changemakers. Changemakers are women and men from countries across East Africa. Some grew up in great hardship or political unrest. Each one is dedicated to changing the world around them. They are starting savings groups, teaching budgeting and business skills, or leading peacemaking efforts and providing legal citizenship. They are planting seeds of hope by bringing people together to discover their potential. This kind of help empowers people to feed their children and send them to school. This kind of help breaks the cycle of poverty and brings lasting change. African Road partners with these inspiring individuals. We, as friends on this side of the world, remind ourselves that we don't have all the answers. Instead, we can learn from these wise leaders and then come alongside. We don't practice charity. We build on the dreams of our partners and their communities because we know we are stronger together. We are partners, but most important of all, we are friends. Come, join us on this journey. Get to know our friends, the Changemakers, and together we can make a difference.
I love being reminded of the stories of our friends from the continent, my home, and of the road that we're on together. So now that you've met some of the change makers, we'll head to Burundi to meet change maker Evariste Ndikumana. So Burundi has not had the resources to require lockdown, and that has made Evariste really worried about his indigenous people group. No access to soap, and no way to safely wash hands, Evariste reached out to us, feeling anxious about the fate of the Batwa. Friends of African Road came together to provide funds for Evariste and his team to bring soap and washing stations and education to help prevent the spread of COVID-19 for over 4,000 people. But just a few weeks ago, 3 African Road partner villages had a bumper potato harvest. And these villages continue to make great strides towards food security. And it's been exciting to see it unfold. You'll get to see the harvest as one of the pictures that will come up. Oh man, I love potatoes.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Off to Burundi.
Yes, off to Burundi.
11 years ago, I took a bus ride from Uganda to Rwanda. I sat next to a young man on the bus named Evariste. Evariste was from Burundi.
Burundi is a small country in East Africa. Burundi is one of the poorest countries on earth.
In the 10-hour bus ride that we shared together, I had the opportunity to hear Everest's story.
Burundi is home for the Hutu, the Tutsi, and my people, the Batwa.
I learned from Everest that the Batwa people were the ancient forest dwellers, but in recent decades they'd all been kicked out of the forest land, which left them without any land of their own and living in extreme poverty. Because of that extreme poverty, they were treated terribly by their neighbors. Not only were they not recognized as citizens of their own land, many didn't even think of them as people. I also learned that Everest was studying law in university in order to advocate for his people and make a difference for their future. Everest had an idea. It was ID kits for entire Batwa villages. We found out that very few Batwa people had national ID cards. Now, a national ID card is necessary in order to vote, of course. It's necessary for legal marriage. A child born to a parent without an ID card is not issued a birth certificate, and so the cycle keeps going. Kids in Burundi receive free health care if they're under the age of 5, but if they don't have their own birth certificate, they don't get to access that health care either. People walk down the street and without an ID card, they can be harassed or even thrown in jail with no recourse. So we thought, what if we packaged all these things together? ID kits for entire villages, birth certificates for kids, ID cards for parents, the right to vote, and even a wedding for couples who'd been together for years without recognition. This, we realized, would have lasting impact.
Hello.
I am Mundikuman Evarist.
Ngishak Hasbini and Brian.
We live in Bujumbura. Burundi is our country. We are good. Last week we proceeded by giving the sanitizer. Also, we did a campaign about to educate the Batwa people and local administration about Batwa indigenous rights, right to education, right to health care, right to identity, right to vote. We are doing on this week is collecting the information, data collection, where we need to know about the name, about the age, which is not easy because many Batwa they don't know exactly when they will born. Some of them, if you asking them, she say, "Oh, it was in 2000, but I don't remember the month. What I know, it was in harvest of potatoes." Next week, we will proceed for taking photo, and after we will fill the government form by hands, and after we will give the time to the local authority to do verification about the information.
We know that you are part of this journey. Thank you for your support.
Please stay connected with African Lord. Together we can make a difference.
Amor.
Isn't that baby Brian Ryan cute, Portia?
Oh, yes.
I can hardly wait to meet him.
Yeah.
No, Everest and his team of young indigenous leaders called Atajeba teaches so much about faithfulness against the odds. It really is a tough time in Burundi right now. Even so, the past weeks, his team has been visiting as many villages as possible and really working long hours to protect their people with supplies and education to prevent spread of COVID. So we thank Everest here today, and I'm sorry the internet didn't allow them to be with us, but they worked hard to prepare videos, and we're so glad. Well, Burundi sits right next door to Rwanda, and Rwanda is just coming out of a 2-month lockdown that may have been one of the most stringent in the entire world. And due to the success of the lockdown, the entire country of Rwanda has experienced only about 510 cases of COVID and the loss of 2 lives. It was the work of a young man named Stephen Turi Kunkiko that inspired us to form African Road 10 years ago. And today we get to hear from Stephen and a wonderful community leader, Penina. In addition to hearing their post-lockdown report, you are going to get a sneak peek at a dream coming true. The construction of a Phase 1 FIFA Junior Soccer Center at Togetherness is nearly done.
Hey, Kelly, should I share the soccer secret?
Ooh, I love secrets, and Togetherness loves soccer. Should we share?
Well, right now, we can only tell you that next month, a very special partnership that is helping the soccer center grow will be announced. So watch for that exciting news.
Get ready to be amazed, and welcome to Rwanda.
Rwanda is known as the land of 1,000 hills. On one of those hills lies a small community of children and young adults who are full of hope and achieving amazing things together. They are starting and running successful small businesses. They're growing an innovative preschool to educate new generations. They're using what they have, a parcel of land and a clean water well, to serve and empower their entire village.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, I'm Stephen Tulikonkiko from here in Kigali, Rwanda. I bring you greetings from my wife Providence and the entire family of 21 children. I'm seated here on the soccer pitch of our community by the name Togetherness. We are very proud of this property because when we talk about sports in our community, it means a lot of things. Sports means community empowerment. Sports means reconciliation. Sports means united. Sports means love one another. Sports means sharing.
Hello, our dear friends. I'm so happy to take this opportunity to speak on behalf of Togetherness Youth Cooperative and the entire community. My name is Penina Mukashema from the country of Rwanda, the city of Kigali. I'm one of Togetherness leaders. I am here to appreciate African Node, who are doing great things in different fields in order to help our community overcome all of our challenges. More especially in the days of lockdown, it was difficult days, but you've been there to help us, encouraging us, and you supported us by providing food. And there we are able to help our neighbors, sharing everything we have, and now everyone is happy, is healthy, and is enjoying the life we are in. And I am excited to celebrate the life of togetherness, on how we are living a life full of hope, dreams, and ambition.
How have you been this week?
I've been doing very well because I'm healthy, I'm fine, and That what makes me very happy is about that it seems the lockdown is ending, so life is becoming normal.
Yes.
I'm also happy to be here at the site of Togetherness Soccer Pitch.
Oh, wonderful. What is the most interesting thing?
And I like most to see the girls' team of playing football. That encourages me so much. I like that because it encourages girls to feel that they can also manage everything. Is looking at this end, it encourages us so much.
What do you think is going to be important besides on what previously things have been looking? Wow.
Yeah, because I think at this stage, everyone is becoming hopeful. They have hope, they have courage, they have ambitions because they know that more people will come joining them, and that is a way of building our community.
Wonderful.
And we hope also we can even get some smaller income from here, because when people are coming, joining, we can earn a little
Okay,
income.
thank you so much for sharing. We are very excited now because phase 1 is almost complete. This is something that is going to serve the whole society, because soccer has a lot of meaning to us. And our vision, as I said, sports is togetherness. Sports is to work together, and to use sports to promote skills of our younger people. Thank you so much, those wonderful.
We were really touched when support poured out to prevent starvation after the rapid lockdown was announced. Food, farming supplies, and fuel were provided for nearly 400 people. Thank you, friends. And that soccer project, I am still blown away by how that field looks today. It was just a rugged dirt field with no stonework last year when we were there, Kelly. And I think that the progress that has been made speaks eloquently of the power of friendship to bring about real change.
It sure does. Yeah.
I'm so excited. So friends, now on to Dar es Salaam in Tanzania, where we will meet Consola, who has a special place in my heart. Consola, Elia, and the New Hope for Girls family. I can't believe that it was just last year that we got to be at their home with their delightful family. And I still wear this fun bracelet made for me by the twins Nima and Ceci. And although there hasn't been a lockdown in Tanzania, the family made the decision early on to shelter in place just to safeguard themselves and to look after themselves well. And African Road Friends gave emergency funding to cover additional costs for food and essentials for the family and 200 other vulnerable neighbors that Consola and Elia are helping along. Their whole family has been following what's been happening here concerning the coronavirus. And in response to what they saw, they sent us a message of encouragement and of good advice. But before you see that message, let's first take a look at the home, the New Hope for Girls, and we are off to Tanzania.
Let's go.
Let's go.
is Hidaya. I want to be engineer. My name is Ushinde. I want to be police. My name is Elmanida. I want to be a bank manager. My name is Nuru. My dream is to be a minister of health. My name is Kiazia. I want to be a teacher. My name is Veronica. I want to be dress designer.
Responded to Corona. Firstly, we have taken it positive. Secondly, this is our agreement. No panicking. No afraid. Follow all necessary precautions. Lastly, we have taken it in our minds. It will be over with new lessons learned. We love you. Take care. We pray for you. Bye.
That is good advice from the New Hope for Girls. So today we are super excited to welcome Consoler and Elia here on Zoom with us and hear from them directly. So welcome, Consoler and Elia.
Thank you. Hey, Elia.
Hi, how are you?
We're doing great. It's so good to see your faces.
Yeah, good to see you.
Thank you.
We're happy to see you too.
Well, I think a lot of people who are joining this coffee who we can't see the faces of are excited to see you, and those who you haven't met are excited to meet you too. So glad that technology is hanging in there this morning. So you've been on lockdown with 44 girls and your own 2 kids, 46 kids in the house for a couple of months now. One thing that some people have asked is, as they're wrestling to do school at home on lockdown here, how on earth do you manage to do school with 46 kids? And how are you guys doing?
Well, it is a bit difficult because 40 girls are not easy to handle and do the classes and everything. But we have, sometimes we use the TV programs. Some of the TV channels provide education through the TV. So we turn on the TV, they learn. But also their school teachers send us materials that we print and they give them to read. And also they send exams and then we print and they do exams at home. So they have timetable for activities from morning to evening. There's a timetable for studying, there's a timetable for activities, and there's a timetable also for just having fun and like playing together, dancing together, and things like that. So those are the things that are helping us to make sure they are learning while they're at home.
Yeah,
that's pretty wonderful.
I'm glad that you've had some resources to work with, and thank you for what you're doing. My goodness.
Yeah, it's a lot. I have a question too. And when I was at your home last year, I saw that the girls joined in with all the laundry, all the cooking, all the dishwashing. I didn't hear any complaining. How'd you get that to happen? How'd you do it?
Thank you. We do it by making small groups, and every group will have the young ones and the older ones, and every activity will have its own days. And like this week, the group of maybe Nuru group will be doing cleaning the environment. So if the environment are not clean, the responsible group will be Nuru group. And this week, cleaning the bathrooms, toilets is Ushindi group. So Ushindi group will be responsible for making all to wash the bathrooms, maybe cleaning the house, and all also other activities depending on cleaning the bathrooms and the stuff. Then if it's the dishes, then we'll have maybe Janet group. All this week they'll be washing the dishes. So they'll be washing. If we find a cup somewhere, the responsible group is Janet group. And if others, they have to make breakfast and bites for breakfast, they will do it for the whole week like Magdalena group. So they have to make sure around 8 the breakfast and the bites are ready. And if the breakfast will be late, so we know the responsible group is Magdalena group. So every group has the one leader who has to make sure every activity is done like nicely. And we have another group like they will be taking the trashes to put in a place where we have to put a trash. So they will be do it in the whole week. Yeah. Then everyone I'll be giving the report like Magdalena group, they have done great. So we have to clap the hands for them. Yeah. Well done. Next week, the next group is going to take this activity, has to learn from Magdalena group because this week they have done a wonderful job. Yeah. So everyone wants that praise. So it becomes very easier for everyone to work willingly and with joy and with love, and everyone, a leader has to make sure she is leading that small group with love. So as a leader, you should not be like a quick anger, like just small things you are reacting. No, to be a good leader, you have to be calm and to love and to be like an example. So you should not leading by sitting. You have to do, so they have to follow you doing what the group has been assigned to do. So through that, they do it so easy, no problem at all.
Yeah, I love the way that you make it sound so easy. I think one of the takeaways for me when I was at your home is just the love that is just so clearly demonstrated in your home. And yeah, it's a big thing for me. And I think it's one of the things that you feel when you're in your presence. What do you think, Kelly?
Yeah, I would say that it's incredible to see that sense of flow and harmony and responsiveness and really a real evident spirit of teamwork.
Yes.
Solar and Elia model that well together as a couple, I think, as well, with their collaborative marriage and with the way that they both take on responsibilities for the girls. So not only is it a healing environment, but it's one where people are equipped well to be able to take responsibility and to do so with a heart for other people in everything they do. So what incredible mom and dad you are to so many.
Thank you.
Oh gosh, I'm always amazed, and I'm just so touched by both of your lives. So, well, we're kind of excited today to introduce to the viewing audience, but also connect you with a couple of friends who you know who have joined the call today to bring questions. A few years ago, our friend Dr. Teresa Gibson was serving as a Peace Corps medical officer in Malawi. I made a trip, an African Road working trip, to be with you guys, and Teresa and her husband Vincent joined me in Tanzania to meet you too. So Teresa is back here in Portland and is joining us on the call this morning. So Dr. Gibson, thank you for joining us, and I think you bring a question with you.
I do, and hi! I'm so excited to see you all on this call today. And you know, as I watched the video, I was just reminded of that wonderful visit that we had, that our families had with the African Road team when we were in Dar es Salaam, and the girls, and just how beautiful they are. And I just want to echo again that wonderful spirit of love and, you know, acceptance that is just so evident in your home. And, you know, you use the term of praising, and, you know, kids just can't get enough praise, and your heart is so big, both of you, that you've just got a well of praise that has no end. So I'm really touched. You know, I know that you all made a decision to shelter in place early in the face of the coronavirus. And I'm just wondering about, you know, for me as a physician, I'm just always curious about, you know, what did you do? Like, what strategies have you put in place to keep your family safe, to keep the community around you safe, and just to decrease the potential spread of the virus amongst everyone who's around you?
Yeah, we first of all we said no one goes out of the compound except the dad and only one woman who helps us with the cooking. She's the only one who was allowed to go out to get groceries. It's either her or me, but everyone else should remain indoors. Like nobody goes out. That's number one. And whenever we come back, we have set up like 2 stations for sanitizing and also hand washing. So whoever goes out, when they come back home, they stop at these 2 stations, you wash your hands, and then after that, you go and sanitize your hands. And then after that, if that woman goes to get some groceries, they come back, they have to change that clothes because, you know, when you go to get groceries here, like you get, people are so much populated there. So they go out, put on a mask, but when they come back, they have to go through all those procedures. That applies to me. Even Consola was not going out. He was strictly only 2 people. And also when we get visitors, you know, a big family, sometimes people would love to come and say hello, would love to come and maybe bring something like a gift to the kids and things like that. So we were genuinely and humbly asking them if they could just send their gifts or like send 1 or 2 representatives instead of like coming 30 people at one time. You know, they used to come like many at one time. So a few would not understand our concern. They say, oh, if you don't want us, then you are not coming. And we would just humbly say, we would love to see you come here, but if you really want to come like a group of 25 people, then with this time we can accommodate you. I mean, just humbly and in a lovely language, not like harsh language. So those who agreed would come like 2 of them, and then when we open the gate, we explain our procedure, and then most people complied. Like, okay, we're okay.
And they'll not come
Just
inside.
come to say hi. They won't come even inside. They will just say, we are here to say hi. We love you. We brought you some gifts. And then, yes, they would either pray for us and then say, okay, goodbye. They would end up at the gate. So that's how we really tried to keep our family safe.
Well, well done. And those are great strategies. And I'm so glad you're so healthy, and I can't wait to see you the next time in Mandar.
Come, please.
Thank you so much for joining us, Teresa. Appreciate you being here and your great question for Consola and Elia. It is fortunate that the New Hope for Girls compound is large. So in addition to the house where the family lives, which is fairly snug for a group of that size, there's a lot of outdoor play space within that compound. And so grateful that the kids can get out and really run and play when they're not being able to have much other exposure. And so, well, we have our next question asker is somebody who's very special to the hearts of Consola and Elia. Hannah Priest is from Oregon, and she's a student now at Cal Poly. I lived with the New Hope for Girls family for several weeks in 2018. And we're really sorry that Hannah isn't actually able to be physically present this morning because she's on a plane. So as badly as she wanted to be here, she's not here. She did send you a special message that she prepared and her very own question for you to answer for everybody. So meet Hannah, and you can say hello to Hannah's video. And Hannah.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm so sorry I couldn't be with you all today, but I hope everyone is doing well. Consoler and Elia are some of the most special and kind-hearted people that I had the pleasure to meet and spend 3 amazing weeks with, and I'm so lucky to have been able to be part of the New Hope for Girls family. Seeing how close all the girls were and being able to do activities with them, such as drawing and doing laundry together, joining in on singing, prayers, and dances, and teaching each other English and Swahili were some of the most special experiences that I've had that I will cherish forever. You all welcomed me into your family with open arms and showed me that even despite some linguistic and cultural barriers, anyone can truly become the best of friends. Consoler and Aaliyah, I'm forever grateful for you both for welcoming me and treating me like I was your own family member, and I missed my Tanzania mom and dad so much. So it must be really busy having 44 girls in the same house under the same roof. And I was wondering that with everything going on right now and having to be on lockdown for quite some time now, what are you guys all doing to stay busy and entertained? Miss you all and sending love from Oregon.
Thank you. We are happy to hear from Hannah. And it was really Hannah to have her in our family. And yeah, during the lockdown, I know why she asked that because she really had fun with the girls in the family. So during the lockdown, we have just a timetable. As normal, we wake up, we have timetable, what to do first. There is a studying time, there is cleaning time, there is a cooking time, and evening, after all activities are done, we have a funny time. And the time is just to play various games. And these games, others are the local ones. I don't know it in English, but others are normal ones like jumping rope. The jumping rope now they have like a new style. They'll jump with the leer. So everyone wants to compete with daddy. So Elia will be jumping with one girl. Also, we have like 4 jumping ropes. So there will be 2 this side, 2 this side, and they'll be jumping. Everyone wants to jump with to be more than daddy. So when one girl wins, so it becomes like, yay! Then we have other simple exercise that Elia has been training all of the girls, little ones and the older ones. And we have other new one of lifting the small weight. And they'll do it with daddy. And we have like this to just throw the ball like quickly and surrounding the place. Kelly and Portia know the down place where it's open.
Yeah.
And we have also the dance music. Kelly has collected a lot of some music, so they also some of them they want to dance. So after that it's just a little one to go and take shower at 7, have food. Then at 7:30 the older one. At 8 everyone has to be free for her own stuff, going to bed. And Elia nowadays he's just giving them like a freedom to watch. He will just control from in our room, and he will put the one movie for them to watch before they sleep. For those who like watching, then others they sleep. So the lockdown has been really like it's a mixture. We feel so sorry for people getting sick, others losing their friends. But it has been a time having Elia for the first time, like, full time at home. So, yeah. And on Sunday, he's our pastor, teaching us a lot of things. The girls have been like asking these questions that maybe we could never ask anywhere. And it has been a nice time before our president announced the university and high school they'll be opened. So it was a really nice time, and yeah, we are so thankful.
And Kelly, I'm teaching most of the things like being a Christian. I mean, like you can be a Christian wherever you are. You can practice love. You can practice like showing love to other people. I mean, even if you are not going to that building.
Well, I think
Uh-huh.
that the two of you model that in such a very real life way, what it means to love people wherever they are, and that it doesn't have to happen in the walls of a building. And so we really thank you. We really thank you for that kind of leadership. You're such wise parents and incredible people. I know that Hannah really misses you, so I'm glad you wasn't here. I also like to recognize that not only does your commitment to serve the needs of your family in such holistic ways provide an incredible resource for healing lives and for giving girls a new path forward, but also your commitment to address the systematic issues and work for change in Tanzania impact many, many, many other people outside of the walls of your home.
Yeah.
So thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Well, stay on the call for just a minute because we are going to bring in yet another friend of yours from Uganda. African Road's been honored to work with our friend David Clemmy since 2014. He and his team have brought powerful Vikoba Plus training partner communities across East Africa, including Tanzania, where Consoler and Elia's broader community participated in Vikoba training and has one of the strongest Vikoba Plus groups that exists. So welcome, David. I know Consoler and Elia are looking forward to saying hello to you. We've got David coming there.
Hello.
Hey, David.
Hi.
Yeah. So, wanted you to have a chance to say hello to each other before we head to Uganda.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Hello, Elia. Hello, Consola. Good to see you.
Hello. Good to see you.
Good
to see you too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's head to Uganda now.
Yeah.
A small group of women gathered today under the shade of a canopy. They take turns reporting on their businesses. Shillings are deposited, shares are earned, and loans are granted. This is Vikoba at work. Just like other Vikoba groups, this women's cooperative in Tanzania meets once a week. Together they start and run businesses, share strategies, and combine savings. They are lifting themselves out of poverty. Just 1 year after completing Vikoba training, innovative businesses are flourishing. A row of empty shops is transformed into a mini mall with space leased to members and neighbors. A tiny sewing center that makes fancy bedding uses the internet to reach customers in neighboring countries. Discarded sawdust and ash is turned into a popular new product, inexpensive cooking charcoal. And an apartment courtyard becomes a manufacturing hub for colorful batik fabrics. This isn't just about getting loans, starting businesses, and making transactions. It's also about building community and joining together in a collective action. And yes, money is an essential ingredient. This box has seen $4,000 in deposits, money saved by the cooperative members. These women are supporting each other. They bankroll new businesses or improve existing ones with their own savings. How crazy is that? In a country where most people live on less than $1.50 a day, this group has already saved $4,000. This kind of financial foundation can lift an entire community out of poverty.
Molimutia. Hello, friends of African Road. My name is David Clemmy from Uganda. And I am very well, and so thankful that my family is well too. We have witnessed the power of community during this time. And as a leader, I'm encouraged to witness firsthand some of the results of what we've been building for years during this time. Communities coming together, working together, spreading the love, and being an encouragement to each other. Hope is what the world needs right now, and it's our opportunity to keep hope alive.
You're muted.
Muted?
There we are. Welcome back.
Okay, there had to be a glitch somewhere, right? Here he is again. David, welcome.
Yes,
Welcome, my
thank
friend.
you,
How are you
Portia.
doing?
I'm doing great, thank you.
It's really good to see you.
Oh, great to see you too.
So we saw one of the pictures. In one of the pictures, you were riding a bike through a sugarcane field. You usually ride your bike, David?
Well, yes, I used to, but I've become perfect actually during this time. So I can actually go for cycle racing now. Anyway.
I understand that there's been some restrictions around the use of motor vehicles during the lockdown.
Yes, public transport and private transport was completely banned for the last 3 months almost. So the only option to go around was either walking or cycling around. So I had the option to cycle, and I thought it was great just to cycle around. Yeah.
I love that. Making lemonade out of lemons.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty good.
I bet you're fit now. I've been up and down some of those hills on foot.
Oh yes, I'm actually fit. I actually realize it's easier to ride the bicycle. It's just that it's limited by distance. You can't go too far. But yeah. I think it's actually faster to get to places with a bicycle than a car.
Your car doesn't get stuck in the ruts in the road, eh? Well, the other thing that we saw in one of those pictures were great big bags of maize flour, corn flour, that you distributed around to Vikoba community members. In the middle of lockdown, most businesses were closing, were shutting down, but your community was able to keep going and keep serving others, and some of the businesses were moving. Can you tell us a little bit more about the role of your community and Vikoba during this past time, David? I think that's really interesting.
Yeah. Well, the bags that we've seen are from the Vikoba maize mill. So last year, the Vikoba groups contributed funds, and we were able to facilitate the setup of a maize mill, which is a flour producing business. It started operations in January this year. And just before it really got busy, the lockdown came. Yeah. And unfortunately, actually it's not unfortunate, it's been fortunate that all other factories and non-essential businesses were closed, but the Vikoba maize mill was considered essential, and it was running, and it's been providing food. So people have been trying to distribute food, but first we've also been using the maize mill itself to distribute food. So it's been busy. Wow. And I think people have been proud, and we've worked so hard for our maize mill. The reason we had the maize mill was to add some more value to the agriculture. The maize people used to grow, and now they can produce flour, and they've actually tested their maize and the results of their hard work, just putting the mill together, and not only feeding themselves, but feeding the wider community and across Uganda too. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's really inspirational how, during this time of hardship, you and your community have rallied to serve others. And I think that just speaks to your love and to your capacity as a leader. And over the years, Kelly, African Road has had the pleasure of having you, David, visit us here in the US. And on the occasion of your visits, you had the opportunity to stay with Adele Romko and her family. And this morning, we have Adele and her son, Joey, joining us here today. And Joey, Adele, it gives me such great pleasure to welcome you.
Hi.
Hi. Adele, it's so good to see you.
Yes.
I believe you have a question for David.
Yes, actually, especially, and hello, David. It's so great to be
Hello,
able to
Adele.
Yes, so good to see you. And Joey was excited to hear about the bike riding. So, yeah. And but one of the things that we were thinking about is you're riding your bike around and you're delivering the meal, the Bacopa meal, and things. But you're also seeing people, and I imagine offering words of hope. That was the word you used in your video. What's the message that you're sharing with people in the communities that you serve?
Well, I think the opportunity to be around during this time has been that bit of being able to reach out and be with the people in their community. We've actually, it's not been me saying the words, it's been the community members themselves. And what I've really had them speak as words of encouragement to each other have been words like patience, courage, love, and above all, hope. And these are words that have been sounding. I mean, amidst the uncertainty, amidst everything being closed down, it's these words that have been echoing from the community itself, just to keep themselves encouraged. And we can go on even amidst this will definitely come to an end, and we'll definitely have to go on. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, thank you. Those are good words for all of us to remember. Yeah. And thank you. Yeah.
Yes, they are. Adele, thank you for joining us. And Joey, thanks for getting up early to be with us. Next, I would like to welcome Jenny Warner. Jenny is our African Road Board Chair, and she is joining us all the way from California. Welcome, Jenny.
Good morning, Portia. I have my
this is a
coffee to share with you.
Yes, exactly. I have mine too.
Okay.
Welcome.
And I also brought some ice cream to share with David. So.
Oh, wow.
David's lovely.
That's his favorite thing.
So it's good to see you, David. How are you?
I'm very fine, Jenny. How are you?
Good. Well, the first time I was in Rwanda, one of the first experiences I had was to watch David teaching a group of women how to run their businesses and to be a collective group together. And when I returned this past fall, I was able to see that same group of women gathering, putting into practice the lessons they had learned and having become business owners and learning to care for their families. And so it's been amazing to see how David's work has multiplied across many places. And as Adele said, David really is a person of hope. And so my question has to do with hope as well. In this time where there is so much, I think people are really feeling the scarcity of resources, of social interaction, of not sure what to expect or even think about. There is a real scarcity of hope in our world. And so, but I think of you as a teacher of hope more than anything else. So can you give us a lesson in how to find hope?
Well, that's a good question. One thing that this period reminds us, this pandemic has been reminding us, has been the time we began as a community, as we started training and gathering groups through Vikoba. And some people still connect this time to the time they began. And one thing that definitely some people are saying now is we need. And that's some people are saying that. And I'm trying to remind them, when we started, we were also saying we need. True, there's a lot of uncertainty. Lots of things have changed. Lots of things are going to be affected. But what did we do when we just gathered together to start up Vikoba? We looked at what we had. So what is it that we really have at this time? And I think to many people, it's come out that hope is definitely what we have. So amidst one hand saying we need, those are many right now. But what is that small thing that we have that we can really grow? What's that one thing that can really inspire us to getting out of our house, into gathering again and meeting together as groups? So people have realized that hope is the only asset they really have right now. And moving around the community, we're reminding people that hope is our only asset right now. It's what's going to relaunch everything that had stopped. It's what's going to relaunch the small businesses we had started, the gathering, the friendships we had all built. All this definitely requires hope. And that's been appreciated. Yeah.
Thank you. That's exactly what I needed to hear too. So thank you.
It's so true that when we start with hope, then there's room to recognize other assets. And instead of seeing what we need, we recognize what we have. So thank you very much, Jenny, for being here this morning. And David, it's so great to see you and hear from you and have the African Road community and new friends meet you as well. So thanks for joining us. Thanks for everything you do to bring hope to a lot of people. So this morning we're coming in for a landing here. It's 10 o'clock and we've been to 4 countries together. And wow, we've been inspired by our change makers, Everest and Stephen, Consoler and Elliot and David. And it means so much to make this connection at a time where there's disconnection. So many of you on this call are already friends of African Road. And it also could be that you're just now beginning to learn about the work of the change makers in African Road. We'd love to invite you, in any case, to become part of the stories of transformation. So Portia is going to tell you a few simple ways that you can get involved, and then we'll say goodbye and send you back to your Saturday. But it's so good to be gathered together at this time to connect. So David, thank you.
Hi, David. So here's how you can join in with us. You can volunteer with us here in Oregon. You can become a 10th anniversary virtual gala host for our event on August 16th. Or you can donate to the work that we're doing here as African Road. And of course, you can visit our website and sign up to receive updates on the work that we're doing.
So feel free to be in touch with us with any questions that you have. This video has been recorded and will be available if you'd like to share it with friends at any point or see it again too. And so as we come in for a landing, as they would say in Rwanda,
Murakoze cyane.
Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us for coffee this morning. And thank you again to every one of our wonderful panelists, Dr. Gibson, Adele, Jenny, and Hannah by video, for joining us. Thank you, guests, for joining for coffee.
Yes.
And we'll see you all soon. As David would say, let's keep hope alive.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.
Friendship is something which is very important, more important than the money. If you help someone with love, is something which is very special.